and if Clemson does this, they will win the game, is controlling the line of scrimmage, which that's a big deal, and that's really hard to do. Anytime that you're in a playoff caliber game, offensively and defensively, again, I think that the roles have switched a little bit. The Jalen Carter and other big monster, I forget his name right now. They're not running through the doors for Georgia. I'm sure there's all kinds of talent on that defensive line, but it's different talent. And Clemson's offensive line has grown up. Those guys played. Marcus Tate played as a true freshman in that game. Those guys are now seniors and grown men. So seeing that, and then on the defensive side, this is the best offensive line by far. Clemson will see. How do they match up? How do they stack up? A lot of our guys have NFL aspirations. This is an NFL offensive line. Let's see how you can do. Let's see what you can do.
The O-line is something I'm really curious about, Mac. Bringing in Coach Luke, getting kind of that new fresh blood in there. We heard Marcus Tate talk about it on Wednesday. Can they hold up? How good do they look? Can they give Cade some more time? That's a huge factor in this game. Of course, turnovers are going to be massive. We know that's big. When you look at Cade Klubnik, we've seen the quotes from Davos Sweeney. He's looked great in camp. He's got to do it in a game.
Right.
He struggled even more so on the road last year. Clemson went 3-3 on the road last year. In those games, Cade threw 5 touchdowns and 6 picks. You cannot do that on the road this year. I would feel better about this game if this game was being played in Death Valley. I think that's obvious, but I think specifically for Klubnik and the way that he has played on the road so far in his career. Now, this is technically a neutral site. We'll see how it looks when you're there.
I was going to say, do you have the neutral site games by chance? What do you got? You have Tennessee game,
which the championship, the ACC championship.
Yeah,
that would have been good. And then Kentucky, he did play well in the bowl.
We'll take a neutral site. We'll take a neutral site.
So if this game feels more like a neutral site, that's probably good news for everybody involved.
Sure.
And Mac, I think the other thing too, and something you allude to with the wide receivers, explosive plays.
Yeah.
I think if you want to win this game, much less cover, you've got to have some explosive plays. This can't be a game where you're conservative, dink and dunk, and you're just going to kind of play a possession game, a ball control game, and beat Georgia. No one does that. You can't beat Georgia doing that. That's what they're so good at. So That's a big key for me, Mac.